Hi, I'm Katie Simmonds, Managing Associate at Womble Bond Dickinson.
And I'm Rebecca Keating, a barrister for Pump Court. And in celebration of Business Women's Day, Womble Bond Dickinson, for Pump Court, and the Society for Computers of Law have teamed up to introduce you to a group of inspiring women working in law and tech.
And over the next couple of weeks, we'll be speaking with women from across the law and tech world who have carved out their careers, covering the private practice, in-house, public sector, and the judiciary.
These exceptional women will share their stories, advice, and explore challenges in these bite-sized videos. We do hope you enjoy watching these videos as much as Katie and I enjoy chatting with the speakers.
And on that note, we hope you'll also join us on the 22nd of September, which is International Women's Day, when we will speak with Triple Olympian Fran Halsall on the topic of big goal setting, challenge, and ambition. Today, I'm going to be speaking with Amy Prime, who is an associate in Womble Bond Dickinson's commercial disputes team. First of all, Amy, what motivates you every day?
So I wouldn't say I was motivated every day, and I don't think anyone can honestly say they are. But there's little things you can do to really, I think, that help me in motivation. And some of it's a reflection piece. And I think if I look back on how far I've come in technology and sort of developing a team within the firm, and you reflect back on where you started and where you're going to, that really helps with motivation and sort of taking that forward and looking at that vision and what you want to do. And it's really easy to wake up in the morning and feel really unmotivated, but just taking one step towards what you're trying to achieve normally kickstarts that motivation. Obviously you have some mornings where you wake up and everything looks fantastic, but I don't think it's like that every day. The other thing I find really good for motivation is having a team to support you around you, because that team holds you accountable and responsible. And so on those days where you really don't feel motivated, it's great to have someone else in the team you can phone up and talk to and develop ideas with. But also that accountability aspect, that's really helpful for building habits and building that motivation as well.
Did you always want to pursue a career in technology?
No, definitely not. When I was younger, I did a lot of sailing, and I really wanted to be a professional sailor when I got older. And one of the things that I found when I was at university was my sailing developed, and I got into more of the data analytics side around sailing and looking at sort of the analytics around how fast the boat going and how was the team performing and heart rate data. And I found that really interesting because it was a strength of mine that we found. When I then came to work for Womble Bond Dickinson, I then found sort of that data analyst in a very different way and looking at sort of documents and data investigation and how can we use that analytics to help with taking litigation forward or resolving claims or sort of locating answers to problems. So I think when I was a child, no, I always wanted to be a professional athlete, but it was really exciting to take the side of the sport that I enjoyed, which was data analytics, and then apply it to the career that I eventually ended up in law.
Have you ever felt like an outsider in your career, Amy? If so, what do you think caused this and how did you overcome this challenge?
Yeah, so I've definitely felt like an outsider quite a few times. And I don't think it's a male-female problem or an age problem, but I think imposter syndrome is a real problem in lots of industries, in particular technology. My career path through the firm has been quite abnormal. It started off on a very normal path as a trainee and then working through. But as I quickly got into the area of looking at tech and law and data analytics and how to use documents and litigation, I went off on a slightly different career path. And that's often felt slightly isolating and not for any fault of anybody's, but it just feels very different and abnormal, and slightly as an outside perspective from the team that I work in, who a lot of them take a very traditional career path as a lawyer. I think how do you overcome that feeling of being an outsider is to speak to people about it. It's really easy to self criticize yourself that you're going down the wrong route because nobody else has done that before. But if it's something you really enjoy doing and something's really important to you and you have motivations to be doing it and it's what you get up in the morning and want to do, speak to people that you feel like you're an outsider. And it's amazing how you'll find supporters within your company or within your friendship groups, it could be outside of work, who will support you in doing what you're doing. And being an outsider then changes, you become part of the team again. Or even if you don't become part of the team, you have people who are supporting what you're doing and help you take that forward. So I don't think being an outsider is a bad feeling to have. It just means you're doing something different to everyone else. You need to find people to support you in doing that.
Amy, it was great to speak to you today. Thanks so much for your time and your advice.